against the Hoosiers. It'll be left on left for the first two hitters, including Nick Mitchell, the right fielder, starting things off for Indiana here in Nashville. First time they played here since 2015 in the NCAA Regional. First pitch of the night, in for a strike. And Andrew, that has been a common theme more often than not for these starting pitchers, throwing strikes. We saw that ratio of strikes to balls and strikeouts to walks, and that's been exactly what you want. Out of play, 0-2.
Going to be just trying to get ahead of these hitters and coming at them with the fastball. You see here down 0-2. And he'll probably work in that sweeping slider, and really what you want out of your Tuesday guy, pumping a lot of strikes.
Inside for ball one.
Yeah, that was the slider. Just wasn't able to get on top of it. Kind of went arm side. But Thompson also, he gets a lot of ground balls. I mean, he fills up the zone, keeps it low, so lets that defense work behind him.
1-2 pitch on the way, popped up on the infield, out behind second base. Polk calls off Davis, the second baseman, and makes a catch for the first out of the night. So Mitchell retired on a fly ball to right. And you see the lineup with Devin Taylor, who's coming up. .393 batting average. A DH role tonight. 37 total bases, 16 runs scored. For a guy checking in the top 10 in average in the Big Ten. And he's named preseason player of the year in that conference from several publications. Preseason All-American as well. Sophomore from Cincinnati. One strike count after Mitchell was retired on a fly ball. Rocket up the middle, and Taylor keeps on swinging the bat. That average climbing up toward 400 with a base hit. One out runner for the Indiana Hoosiers here in the first.
It looked like that pitch just a little bit too elevated. Missed his spot a little bit, did Thompson. Take a look here. Yeah, slider trying to be outside a little bit lower, but you leave something up like that against a good hitter in Taylor. That's what happens. And Kevin, this is an IU team that you're trying to reload offensively from last year. I mean, you lose Bobby Whalen, transferred to Virginia. You lose Matt Ellis, transferred to Georgia Tech, and it's a lot of run production and a lot of home runs that left that lineup. So a lot of guys trying to insert themselves and get some of those RBIs back.
The program's been really good in the Big Ten, and like I said, really big things expected in that conference. 0-2, swinging a miss by Brock Tibbetts, the catcher. Comes in with a 4-game hit streak, went 4 for 13 in that series against Troy. 6 multi-hit games this season. Commodores hoping for a ground ball or at least a strikeout here. Out of play, remains no balls and 2 strikes.
Tibbetts, as a freshman, came in 2022, was all Big Ten on the freshman team. A junior now. Is a number of guys that were making on that all Big Ten freshman team. Now a little bit older, so guys have really made an impact from day they step foot on campus.
0-2 pitch stays high for a ball. Yeah, they have a core of players that have played a lot of baseball together, and Tibbetts part of that group with now 138 career games counting tonight. .351 hitter. Behind the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Check of Taylor at first. And strike 3 called. The fastball from J.D. Thompson to record out number 2 and his first strikeout of the night.
A nice spot on the outside corner. Yeah, it looked like Tibbetts just a little bit maybe looking for something different. Kind of snuck by him. I mean, the fastball is not going to really blow by you. It's 90, 91, but if you're maybe trying to sit on that slider, it sneaks up on you.
Well, another of those core guys is Carter Matheson, the center fielder. Takes ball 1. He comes in with a .254 average, 15 for his first 59. Does have a team high 5 home runs with 12 RBIs. One ball count. We haven't seen Taylor make a move towards second. Not much in the way of steals in the top of the batting order for Indiana. Matheson, the cleanup hitter. As Thompson tries to strand a first inning base runner, delivers a strike to make it 1-1. See Vastine playing up the middle. Had him out in front, 1-2.
Yeah, with guys in the middle of the order, Thompson going to be going to the off speed quite a bit. And that left on left slider is super hard to pick up, and especially if he can land it outside.
Another throw to first, and Taylor steps back. Fly out by Mitchell, a base hit to center, a strikeout of Tibbetts, and now a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Matheson.
I know you got 2 strikes, but you got to keep the ball low still. Matheson 5 home runs on the year, and also a guy last year set the single season home run record in 19 at Indiana, so can really do some damage. And that was almost some damage right there.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. He pretty much fouled it straight back. You're talking about a guy with over 30 career home runs in 137 games. Homered in the final 2 games of the weekend series against Troy, so probably getting heated up here in 2024. 1-2 from Thompson again. Got him swinging. Went back to the fastball. Both the strikeouts on the heater. A base hit and to third. He will face R.J. Austin to start things off, followed by Davis Diaz and Alan Espinal on the Commodore first. Moving some guys around early in this season. You get a look at different players in different spots in the batting order, but R.J. Austin at the top has pretty much been a mainstay. Coming in at .343. He was key in that win against Illinois State to complete the sweep on Sunday with a couple RBIs.
And you see Espinal there as the DH. Last time Espinal sat out to let Poteet catch, you saw Kojal still in that DH spot. So interesting, Tim Corbin keeping that bat in the lineup, continuing to give Espinal some looks up there at the plate and giving Kojal a little bit of a night off.
Here is RJ to get it started. A home run and 19 RBIs, tied for the team lead with Troy Leneve. So we start play in this midweek matchup. In there for a strike. Weekend for Austin, 4 for 11 in the series, 2 for 3 with a walk and 2 RBIs in the game Sunday, and a line drive foul out in front to make it 0-2.
Yeah, with Manasseh in particular, it really hides the ball well. It doesn't have the velocity on the fastball, but really kind of gets on top of you just because he hides it so well and really comes down angle as a tall guy from that release point.
0-2 due to Austin. Toward right center, headed toward the gap, and down for extra bases, gets to the fence. Austin will stop at second. Starts this game off with a double for the Commodores.
That's such a great leadoff hitter in R.J. Austin. I mean, he had 0-2, got a fastball in the outside corner, and just went with it the other way. And really stayed on it, too. I mean, you see a lot of guys maybe trying to roll over that pitch or pop it up, but he lets it travel, stays on it, and just ropes it right into right field. And that's what you want out of your leadoff guy. Be able to get on second base and keep that train moving.
Davis Diaz coming up, looking to start a new hit streak. His 6-game hit streak came to an end with an 0 for 3 against Illinois State. To have a couple hits in the first 2 games of the series. A week ago tonight, he hit his first home run of the season against Eastern Michigan in the win. A junior third baseman from Pittsburgh, California. Check of Austin at second. He is ran on a regular basis when he's been on. 13 for 16 in steal attempts. Two-ball count to Diaz. Manasseh trying to find the strike zone. He does, and it's lined down the right field line toward the corner. This will get to the wall. Austin scores easily. Diaz, the second of back-to-back doubles to plate Austin and give Vanderbilt a 1-0 lead.
And back-to-back doubles opposite field, too. I mean, just taking the pitch where it's thrown. I mean, it's not a terrible pitch. It's a little bit elevated, but a nice piece of hitting there by Davis. Diaz just going the other way and just replaced his teammate right there at second base.
Espinal, as Andrew talked about, the usual catcher DH role tonight. Good series against Illinois State, 4 for 12. Including a big performance on Friday night in the opener. Line drive left field, drops in front of Colopy. He gets it back in. Diaz stops at third. Vanderbilt has him at the corner, still with nobody out here in the first inning.
And it's hard when you do have your catcher, who's also one of your better hitters. You can't keep him out of the lineup, so you put him in the DH spot. And for this reason right here, he sees a first pitch and makes a nice swing on it. Coach Mike Baxter holding up Diaz there at third. The Commodores putting some good ABs together here early in the game.
And hold up for a moment to see if Colopy was going to catch the ball. Here is Jaden Davis, the Vanderbilt second baseman. Good start for the Commodores, leading 1-0, 2 on with nobody out. Manasseh to the plate. Breaking pitch stays high for a ball. Davis 3 for 10 in this series over the weekend. Scored 4 runs. Knocked in a run in the first inning on Sunday. Espinal draws a throw. He is 2 for 2 in steal attempts so far. Up and down the lineup, you have 6 players with at least 2 steals. Inside, 2-0.
Hey, you've got R.J. Austin and Calvin Hewitt in particular that do like to run, but a number of guys, they got good speed and good instincts. Definitely see, especially getting to SEC play, maybe need a couple extra bags. And some of these guys might push a little bit more and get some of those bags on their stat sheet.
Manasseh delivers a strike, fouled out a play by Davis. And Vanderbilt has led the SEC through the first few weeks of the season. 43 stolen bases entering tonight's play. A lot of extra base hits and using the team speed.
That's a big part of their offense. I mean, it's just a lot of it is just pressure. You put pressure on the defense, you get guys on, stealing bags, and just getting that extra 90. That way, a base hit, able to score guys, and just really grinding through some of those ABs.
Opposite way, gets through. Run comes down to score as Diaz crosses. Espinal going first to third. He's in there. And now trying to move up an extra 90 is Davis. He's safe at second. 2-0 Commodores and runners at second and third.
The Commodores just running some good base running here early in the game. The Commodores played Illinois State last weekend. We talked to Coach Holm. He said Commodores always trying to take that extra 90. Davis able to poke that one into right field and move up again on the throw. Both runners moving up.
So a single and an RBI for Davis. Goes to second on the throw. Still nobody out, and Troy Leneve, the batter. To right field. Commodores keep on swinging the bats. 1 run is in. Throw is cut off as Davis comes in to score. 2 RBI single by Troy Leneve on the first pitch he sees. And Vanderbilt has put up 4 here in the first inning with nobody out.
Not wasting any time. You've seen the ball come in there and they're ready for it. Take a look at the swing here from Leneve. Yeah, fastball looked like it's supposed to be on the outside part, rolls over the middle of the plate, and you do that to somebody like Troy Leneve. He's going to rocket that thing into right field. Easy 2 RBIs for the Commodores.
Great start. The first 5 have reached, all with hits for Vanderbilt. 4-run first.
And still no outs here, Kevin.
Yep.
If you're Indiana, you're trying to get outs here, trying to stop the bleeding. Commodores really coming out on a tear. If you're Vandy, you want to keep this thing rolling. You got Indiana on your heels. You just continue to be aggressive up there.
Seti Manasseh just trying to get somebody out and go from there. He will face Matthew Polk with Leneve at first. Polk foul outside third. Polk enters the night at 346, has only played in 8 of the 17 games so far. 9 for 26, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. Seen him get more playing time in right field these last few games as we close in on conference play. 1 strike count. Polk takes a slider for strike 2.
Yeah, it's interesting. You had, Jack Bolger played a lot of left field and led off for the Commodores since the beginning of the season. Went down with a little hamstring injury, and since he's been out, a number of guys have gotten in there like Polk and Humphrey and Calvin Hewitt. It's interesting, like, if Bolger comes back, like, where do you put him in this lineup? Yeah. Guys have gotten in there and gotten some good ABs and really done a fantastic job of taking advantage of their opportunities.
And that's a good problem to have if you're trying to figure out where to put Jack Bolger in your Commodore batting order. He's been out for a couple weeks now as Polk awaits a 1-2 pitch.
And it's so hard just with, there's only 9 spots in that lineup. So you got guys like Poteet, who, we've only seen him for 4 ABs, but he's looked pretty good every chance he's gotten up there.
That pitch hit Polk. A 1-2 delivery. Barely got a piece of the left arm, and the Commodores continue to get men on base as Polk heads down to first and Lanief goes to second.
Yeah, it looked like that slider just kind of backed up Amanase.
Got a few threads on the jersey, I think. Tough first inning for Seti Manasseh, the starting pitcher for Indiana. Poteet will be the batter, and we'll get a visit from the first base dugout. Dustin
last outing, and kind of run into a tough offense here with the Commodores as well.
Pitch to Logan Poteet is outside for a ball. We saw this young man make his first start a week ago tonight against Eastern Michigan, and he promptly hit a home run. His first at bat. Tennessee native with a lot of power. Breaking pitch, high and away, 2-0.
Sophomore this year, and kind of in a similar situation that Espinal was in when he was younger, just having to play behind some guys, be patient. But a heck of a player, and a great guy to have in that backup spot, especially as Bolger has been out. That's just what happens. You get somebody like Bolger goes out, and the next guy has got to come in and produce.
3-0 count, just waiting out. Manasseh, who delivers a strike to make it 3-1. Polk at first, Lanief at second. 4 runs in for Vanderbilt. The first 5 all reached with hits.
3-1 count here. You got to think Poteet looking for a fastball groove, trying to do something with it.
Check of the runners, smashes it back up the middle and through. Lanief around third. He'll come in to score. Throw goes to third. Polk is safe. And now the throw gets loose. Not far enough. Poteet went to second on the throw. Vanderbilt makes it 5-0, and still nobody retired for Vanderbilt in this opening inning.
The biggest thing this inning, Culver's just been aggressive. It's a 3-1 count. Poteet able to rocket run right back up the middle. These Commodore hitters, they're getting the pitches that they want, and they're taking good swings, and they're connecting. They're not missing when they get that opportunity.
Calvin Hewitt with 2 in scoring position. The first 5 hitters for Vanderbilt have all scored. Hewitt back in the lineup after a day off on Sunday. A junior from New Hampshire. 1 for 6 the Illinois State Series. That hit was on Friday night when he stole 3 bases. Bounces one over to second. Run will score. Indiana records an out as Burkell throws to first. Hewitt gets an RBI on the bounce out. Poteet goes to third. It's 6-0 Commodores.
A nice job there by Hewitt. Had the infield playing back. He knew get the ball on the ground, he's at least going to score one. Another ball in the outside corner. I think that's what Manasseh's been trying to do with that ball in the outside corner is keep it down low. Got a little bit of arm side sink, so he gets those ground balls, but the balls that he's left up on the outside corner, Commodores have really done a good job going the other way and gotten a few doubles out of it.
Check swing by Vastine, appeal to third. He was able to hold up. Kind of a tough series for Vastine against Illinois State. 2 for 12, did have 2 doubles. Ball count with Poteet at third. 16 for 56 so far for Vastine. Comes out to 286. He's hit 2 home runs and driven in 12. Fouled at the plate, 2-1. See R.J. Austin bat again here in just a moment.
Yeah, Vastine sneaky down there in the 9 hole. He got two home runs, 12 RBIs. Plays a really good shortstop. Really like him being able to be down there and kind of turn that lineup over. Get some good production out of him down on the order. Get good production 1 through 9 for these Commodores. I think it's something different than in years past. It's not like a couple of guys are really carrying the heavy load of the offensive production. You guys 1 through 9 are really doing a good job.
Vastine, fly ball to right, coming on to make the catch Mitchell. Runner at third tags. Poteet comes down from third, and he is out. I think he's saying maybe let's take a look at it. Looked like the throw. No signs of slowing down or stopping for number 4, black and gold. Josh Pye to start the Indiana second. Couldn't hold up on the first pitch from Thompson. Pine had 4 hits in the second game of the series against Troy over the weekend. Coach Jeff Mercer challenged his team a bit after they scored only 1 run in the opener, and then they put up double figures in the final 2 games. Only able to win 1 out of 3. They played a doubleheader on Sunday. Pine with a fly ball towards center. It's Hewitt. Had him positioned just right. Makes the catch, 1 out. Well, that first base dugout, you see head coach Jeff Mercer, his 6th season at IU. He has done a terrific job there as well. They have stacked up the wins, including 43 last season. That was the most they had recorded under Coach Mercer. They went to the NCAA tournament, finished second in the Big Ten at 16-8. He has been there since 2019, and it's been a couple seasons at his alma mater, Wright State, before that.
Yeah, my brother used to coach at UIC, University of Illinois Chicago, who, big rival of Wright State, and coached against Jeff Mercer, and just a blue-collar guy, very high mental game. Had a lot of great things to say about coaching against him.
Fly ball short right, coming in Polk, going out Davis. Polk makes the play, 2 gone. Cerny flies out. Joey Brincheski will be the batter, the first baseman for IU.
First baseman, number 23.
3 of the first 5 outs on fly balls, the other 2 on strikeouts from the lefty J.D. Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson might have to go down to the pin and warm up a little bit extra. A lot of time in that last half inning.
That was a long first inning. Fly ball foul from the number 7 man in the batting order. Brincheski at 286, freshman, 8 for 28 so far with 10 knocked in. Thompson got that one in on the hands of Brincheski, fouled out on a play, 0-2. He was 1 for 5 in the series against Troy, guy who redshirted last season.
Saw the frustration there from Thompson. He's trying to get that ball inside, kind of flew out of the arm side. Let's see if we can get it back in the zone here.
1-2 with 2 outs. Strikes out Brincheski. A quick and easy second inning for J.D. Thompson.
But we'll see, again, a different look here this time from the left side and a little kind of three-quarter, a little arm side run from Holderfield.
It'll be Austin, Diaz, and Espinal, the top 3 in the Vanderbilt batting order. Bounce to the right side, past the glove of Brincheski, the first baseman. Austin is 2 for 2 with a base hit to right.
And again to the opposite field. It really wasn't a terrible pitch. Holderfield, I think, got it where he wanted it. But a nice piece of hitting there by Austin, just slapping it the other way, right in between Brincheski and Burkell.
Well, like RJ, Austin Davis Diaz had a first inning double and brought in a run. He doubled home Austin after he led the game off. Lefty on the mound. He comes to the plate instead of throwing to first. This is outside for ball 1. Talked about the first inning. Austin 13 out of 16 in steal attempts and gets a big lead.
Yeah, especially with the left-handed pitcher, trying to see if Austin trying to draw a throw over there.
Fly ball, deep center field. Matheson, not deep enough. Plenty of room to make the catch. Now Austin trying to move up an extra 90, and he slides in safely at second. Well, you talk about aggressive base running. How about that?
Yeah, I thought it was just kind of bluff going, but I think he saw Matheson, a little bit deep out there, maybe a little nonchalant. So Austin able to go back and tag, and super aggressive. Really turned on the burners. And take a look here. Yeah, I mean, pretty deep. I mean, almost towards the warning track. And watch the explosiveness from Austin. I mean, he was in there quite easily.
Here is Espinal, a single, his first time up. Not behind the plate, but DHing tonight. As Cam Kojal gets a breather. One strike count with a check of Austin taking off for third. He'll have to come back on a foul ball, 0-2.
That's when you're Austin, you're like, come on, man, I had that stolen. Yeah, Austin had a pretty good lead, and he had timed up Holderfield. Didn't really get a jump lead, but definitely took off right on the movement to the plate. Super aggressive, whether it's first base or second base, and he's always trying to take that extra bag. Pretty good lead here now.
With one out, Austin stays put, and Holderfield misses away.
And right here is how Austin, makes Espinal a better hitter. He's kind of splitting the rhythm from Holderfield. Holderfield's kind of thinking about Austin back there. Maybe he doesn't get that curveball where he wants it. Maybe leaves a ball a little bit higher or moves the ball a little bit over the plate just because the concentration is not fully on the hitter. So that's where your teammate on the bases can help you out there, right there at the plate.
Ball 2 strike count on Espinal as Holderfield again tries to keep Austin close. Right on it. One out in the Vanderbilt second. Commodores trying to add to a 6-0 lead.
Not a bad pitch there. My Holderfield tried to go backdoor with the slider. Maybe a little bit low. Take a look at where this thing lands. Yeah, maybe a little bit low, but not bad. Tried to get Espinal to chase there.
Two and two. Count runs full. It'll be the first full count we've seen. Vanderbilt's been pretty aggressive early in the count. The payoff. Line drive, deep left. Track, wall, out of here. Alan Espinal hits home run number 4. Adds 2 more runs to Vanderbilt's lead. It's now 8-0 on a 2-run blast by the Commodore DH, giving 16 RBIs in 2024.
That's not a terrible pitch there by Holderfield. It's a heck of a swing. There's a 3-2 slider. And Espinal just went out and got it. I mean, take a look at this. I mean, saw him really bend the knees, went down, got it, got a little extra backspin on it, just rode out of here. It was a heck of a swing there by Alan Espinal. You got to make the play in the outfield, too. No. Come on. Now, home run ball right to you.
The guy in the brown was able to just grab it on a hop. Well, Alan Espinal just keeps on going, whether he's catching or DHing, looking good.
It's amazing how good your legs feel when you're not having to squat down all the time. I say, I like this DH thing. Kind of need him behind the plate, though. He's okay back there, too.
Yeah, he is very good behind the plate. He'll be back there more often than not. 0-2 the count to Jaden Davis. RBI single and scored a run his first time up. Trying to go back door, and Holderfield thought he had made a pitch. Instead, it's 2-2.
And that right there is the exact same pitch that we saw Alan Espinal hit out of here. Right there, bottom of the zone. Pretty good pitch.
Caught some of the plate. Guess it was a little low. Now Davis is out on strike. Sounded like a foul tip. Out number 2.
Yeah, went right back to it. Just moved it a little bit closer in. Ended up on the back foot. Really well executed pitch.
Troy Leneve brought in 2 with an RBI, a 2 RBI single back in the first inning. Later scored in the base hit by Logan Petit. Two outs with the veteran Leneve. Those 2 RBIs give him 21 to lead the team. Talked about it a lot. He decided to come back for another year and has just been outstanding so far. First month or so here. Takes a strike, 1-1. Opposite field home run on Friday. Hit one out of here to right field. The game Sunday, 1-2.
I haven't seen the pull side home runs much this year. A lot of them have been, the opposite field. Really, really dangerous on both sides of the plate and really, lose the ball all sides of the field.
Gone on strikes. Vanderbilt's done in the second. Back to top for Nick Mitchell against left-hander J.D. Thompson. Not 1 hit through the first 2 innings. 3 fly ball outs and 3 strikeouts. Colby 0 for 4 in the weekend series against Troy. But swung the bats in the sweep at Baylor that Indiana recorded back earlier in the season. Had home runs in all 3 games. Swing and a miss on a 2-0 pitch. He was part of the Big Ten All-Freshman team in 2021 after spending the fall of 2020 over at University of Cincinnati. A big swing on a 2-1 pitch, count even. The sophomore lefty J.D. Thompson trying to turn in another very solid performance in a midweek start. 2-2. Got him swinging. Thompson battles back. 3 straight swings and 3 straight misses for Colby. Out number 1 in the 3rd.
Hey, reared back, got a little velo on this one. 92 right on the outside corner.
Second baseman, number 15, Brandon Burkell.
Brandon Burkell making his 15th start of the season. A tough go of it so far. Played all 3 games against Troy in the weekend series, 0 for 2 in the second game. One pitch outside. He transferred in from Houston, played 2 seasons there, and appeared in 105 games. Ninth place hitter in the batting order and playing second base. I think that's a area for this team that maybe try some different guys at that second base position. 2-1 pitch. Fly ball foul to make it 2-2.
Yeah, I think like everybody, I mean, before you start conference play, just trying to find the right mix of guys, obviously in the order as well as in the field.
The 2-2 pitch from number 22 goes to the backstop to run it full. The payoff with 1 out. Indiana trying to get only their second base runner of the night. Right back at us.
There's Thompson do that a couple times. He'll miss arm side. You see him kind of get frustrated. Then he comes right back in the zone. It's a mark of a good pitcher, just being able to adjust, mid AB and get right back there in the zone.
Payoff number 2. Out on strikes. Fastball away. Burkell couldn't get it. 5 Ks recorded by Thompson. Back to the top for Nick Mitchell.
Yeah, the fastball tonight, a little bit of arm side run. A little bit more than normal. It's a really good pitch. He's right off the end of the bat there by Burkell.
A fly out to right for Mitchell. His first time up, 0 for 1. Six-game hit streak for the junior right fielder. Has had hits in 8, I should say, of his first 9 appearances here in 2024. There's a strike. Right to the breaking ball. 1-1 with 2 outs. 7 straight sat down by Thompson, trying to make it 8 in a row. To the right side, that's a foul ball. It was close.
Tough pitch just to stay in on, and Mitchell did a good job. He's able to see the first one dropped in there for a strike. That one got a second look at it, able to put a swing on it. But that left-on lift slider, especially from Thompson, it starts out kind of right behind your right ear, and you just got to stay in there before it comes back in the plate, put a swing on it.
This one will be in play. It's Davis sliding to his left. He throws out Mitchell. A second straight.
Good crowd here tonight. Not every midweek you're able to play a Power 5 opponent and also get a nice night like this early in the season.
Well, Matthew Polk, he was hit by a pitch and scored a run. Vanderbilt plated 6 in the first inning, added 2 more and an Alan Espinal home run in the second. And Grant Holderfield's back for his second inning of work. Two-0 to Polk. Slaps it the opposite way and foul. See a few fans wearing the Crimson of Indiana over there.
Yeah, I saw a few walking around some of the fraternities and sororities. I was just walking in, taking a little tour of the campus.
Polk again, foul to the right side. Trying to find somewhere to hang out before the game. Everybody's on spring break, right?
Yeah, I think they were a little disappointed.
Yeah. 2-ball, 2-strike count to Polk. Starting the Commodore third. Up the middle, going to be a tough play. Cerny charges, and Polk is safe. Infield hit for Polk. Vanderbilt has the leadoff man on here in the third. All 3 innings, Vanderbilt's been able to get the first hitter aboard. It was Austin in the first 2 frames, and Polk here in inning number 3.
I think even if Cerny was able to get to this ball, it would have been a bang-bang play. His only shot may have been to even barehand this thing. Yeah, that's why they give Polk the hit there. But you look at the IU schedule when they come back here in Nashville. or staying here in Nashville and playing, going back home and playing Belmont. Commodore foes right down the street. Belmont traveling up to Bloomington.
It's a busy week for those guys. They play Illinois State tomorrow up in Bloomington, and then, as you mentioned, Belmont will be there over the weekend. Logan Poteet, the Commodore catcher, a base hit to bring in a run back in the first.
And they open up with Illinois the following week. It's an Indiana team that played some good competition so far.
To third, it's Pine trying to start a double play. Out at second, a high throw and safe at first. Took Brincheski off the bag, so Poteet's safe. Polk raced at second, one out.
And nice job by Pine starting this double play. A good play to Burkell and a little bit of a high throw. I think Poteet, easily get there at first base. But I think Polk actually, with the slide into Burkell, caused that higher throw. Burkell just couldn't get that ball in and out of the glove as much as he wanted.
Calvin Hewitt made the first down of the first inning, but brought in a run with a ground ball to second. Back to that last play. Here's Polk. Straight into the base, and Burkell tried to make the turn.
Yeah, it looked like Burkell came straight in the baseline. He didn't, kind of get outside and create his own lane. So disrupted the throw just enough to cause that high throw. But yeah, Indiana, playing a good schedule so far. They beat Dallas Baptist, who coming in this week ranked 19th. Lost to Duke, ranked 6th. And then we talked about lost to Alabama, ranked 14th. And here playing the Commodores at number 9. So really some tough matchups here early in the season before they start conference play.
It's their 5th game against a ranked team tonight. Coastal Carolina, that mix as well. And we talked about the 3-game sweep at Baylor. They really have played a tough early season schedule as they get ready to play in the Big Ten. 1-2 the count here to Hewitt with a runner at first and one gone. Holderfield to the plate. Hewitt able to hold up to make it 2-2.
A heavy dose of these sliders for Holderfield on the back foot.
Lefty brings it in. It's inside for ball 3. Poteet will get back to first. I don't know that he was going to be on the run. Had a really short lead. The 3-2 pitch coming up.
He kind of just fell down and was already at first base.
Swung on and missed as Holderfield fans Calvin Hewitt out number 2 here in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, that back foot slider really effective against these right-handers. Actually, I think that was a changeup. Yeah, I hadn't seen that pitch much tonight, but really kept it low in the zone, able to get Hewitt to swing right over it. He just has such a that 3/4 slot. Even the changeups and the fastballs, looked like they have a ton of movement on them just because of how much ground they cover from that left side.
Jonathan Vastine hit a fly ball that ended up being a double play back in the 1st inning. He flied out to right, and then we saw Poteet cut down trying to score. 1 strike count, make it 0-2.
Yeah, we kind of glazed over that fact. That was a heck of a throw from Mitchell, the right fielder. And a nice tag by Tibbetts, the catcher. That was 2 outs and really kind of stopped that inning from getting worse.
Vanderbilt done in the 3rd. A base hit and more of a full house for a midweek game than we've seen so far. Swing and a miss by Devin Taylor, the only base runner so far for the Hoosiers. 1-out single in the first inning. See what JD has done. He has really been solid on the mound.
Yeah, those weekend starters usually get a lot of the publicity, but here with the Vanderbilt Commodores, Tim Corbin really puts a lot of stress and emphasis and importance on these Tuesday starters. They really start off your week well, and they put a guy out there that they trust and know they're going to give you an opportunity to rack up those wins. And J.D. Thompson has really been consistent and gives his offense a chance to score runs, and a great presence out there. And you got to think, as you get later in the year, you go into tournament time, like a great option as one of those fourth pitchers.
Scott Brown, the Commodore pitching coach, seen his starters do the job. To second for Davis, back up the middle on a hop, and a great play to get Devin Taylor making a bid for his second hit. Instead, it's a first down of the fourth.
He'll get some congrats from Diaz and Vastine. Yeah, Davis, look how far he's playing over to the right. Shoots up the middle, throws it on the run, lays it out there for R.J. Austin. Really nice pitch.
A little friendly hop over to first base. J.D. Thompson says thank you very much. 1 out for the catcher, Brock Tibbetts. He takes a slider for a strike. Carries a 4-game hit streak into tonight's play. 6 multi-hit games. The core players on this Indiana team. He's going to extend that hit streak with a base hit to right. A big turn at first. Polk got to it quickly and keeps Tibbetts at first base with 1 out.
A good piece of hitting right there by Tibbetts. He saw the slider early and then sped on it. Got the fastball that he wanted and drove it right there. But yeah, nice job by Polk. Take a look at the swing. Yeah, nice job by Polk running it down. Able to keep him there at first base. Keep that double play in line.
Carter Matheson, one of the more dangerous hitters in this batting order. The center fielder, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Only the second hit of the night for IU. Tibbetts at first. Short lead at first for the catcher. Pitch stays high, 1-1. And we talked about these 3 players, Carter Matheson along with Brock Tibbetts, who's at first, and Josh Pine, the third baseman, combining to appear in 408 of 411 games over the last couple seasons. All 3 were freshman All-American. And all are draft eligible here in 2024. They were part of the first full signing class for head coach Jeff Mercer. Going back to the 2020-21 school year. Thompson with a 2-1 pitch, and it hits Matheson. And hopefully he is okay as they'll head out to take a look from the Indiana dugout.
Unfortunately, I think that got underneath his helmet. Right on the back of the neck. He's trying to duck out of the way, kind of opened up that spot. Luckily, it was a slider. Yeah, you can see he kind of ducks. It got the top of the shoulder, then rode up into the neck. Ooh, yeah, that's probably one of the worst spots you want to get hit. And making sure he's okay.
Joel Langemat is the athletic trainer for this Indiana team.
Yeah, you can tell he doesn't feel good. You kind of got those exposed vertebrae right there. Dang.
We continue to take a look at Carter Matheson.
Yeah, and I guess all things considered, you're glad it was a slider, maybe not a fastball.
I was thinking that same thing. Brock Tibbetts, who went to second, and we'll see if Matheson's able to continue right here. First base dug out here in the fourth inning. About where the athletic trainer's hand was where he got hit, it looked like.
Yeah, definitely got to be careful with those neck injuries.
Well, J.D. Thompson, see him there, number 22, going to check it in to see if Matheson is okay. And he is going to come out of the game, and Andrew Wiggins will replace him at first base. So you wish the best for Matheson, who's one of their best players, and unfortunately, pitch got away from J.D. Thompson and hit him in the shoulder and neck area. So 2 men on with 1 out here in the fourth.
Yeah, probably smart just to take him out. You don't want to risk, especially those neck injuries. You just make sure everything's okay. You don't want to force him through a game and make it a little bit worse. But yeah, definitely wish all the best to Matheson.
Now a mound visit from Scott Brown to a check of the runner at second, and Pine takes a strike. So Thompson used the fastball a lot to get ahead in the count, maybe the first time or so through the batting order. More of the breaking stuff early in the count. 1-1. Pine, a guy who's driven in a ton of runs. Last 2 seasons in 119 games, has driven in 113 runs. They're the freshman All-American trio from 2022. Thompson out of the stretch. Runners lead from first and second. A 2-ball, 1-strike count to the number 5 hitter in the batting order. Hitters count. Fastball is low, 3-1.
If you're IU here, you'd love to grab a couple. You got Thompson out of the stretch, try and break up his rhythm. A 3-1 count here, and probably on go.
Outside for ball 4, so the first real trouble that J.D. Thompson has found. And this start as we play here in the fourth inning, bases loaded with 1 out for the shortstop Tyler Cerny.
Shortstop, number 8.
First walk issued by number 22. Cerny's having a good season. Entering tonight's play at .364 with 13 knocked in. He's doubled 7 times to go with that home run. Swinging first pitch. Fastball from Thompson, 0-1. And quickly jumping in front. No balls and 2 strikes. Cerny's home run came against Duke in the opener to start the season. Back toward the mound. Davis juggles and no play. A lot of spin on that ball off the bat. Indiana is on the board as Tibbetts comes in to score. Base is still loaded with 1 out.
A little contact between Wiggins and Davis, and Tim Corbin coming out to discuss that. But yeah, kind of a little English on the ball, some weird spin. And it looked like that back leg.
Jump to the right as the ball got to Davis.
It was also, I mean, it had some weird spin on it, so it looked like by the time Davis got to that ball, it had moved over to his throwing arm. It looked like he even tried to field it barehanded, but it had some funky spin on it.
Joey Brincheski, bases still loaded, one out, and Indiana having scored a run on an error on the second baseman, Davis. Thompson out of the windup. A big swing, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, it's a tough break there for Thompson. He got the ground ball exactly what he wanted, but wasn't able to get the out. We're trying to get that here again.
0-2, just missed. Check to swing. Brincheski will hang around for a 2-2 pitch.
Yeah, it's two back-to-back sliders right on that back foot. A nice job by Brincheski holding up.
Poteet to apply the tag just in case. 2-2, fly ball right field. It's Polk down toward the line. Now he's going to come on and make the catch. Runner from third tagging, and he's going to score without a throw. Or did Polk not catch the ball?
He didn't know.
Nope. So it gets down for a base hit. Indiana adds another run to make it 8-2. The bases are still loaded with only one out.
Yeah, this ball just kind of keeps dying and dying. Polk running in. I think at the last minute, he takes his eye off the ball as he's getting ready to throw and try and get out Wiggins, but in the process doesn't make the catch. So, man, two outs that should have been had for Thompson, and still with one out here.
And two errors is really unusual for this Vanderbilt defense that entered tonight's play with only 8 errors. The first 17 games. First in the SEC in fielding percentage entering this game. So Brincheski reaches on the error by Polk. He does get an RBI. J.D. Thompson should probably be out of this inning. Instead, bases are still loaded, still one out. The run scored by Wiggins was unearned as we start to get a little stirring around in the bullpen. Saw your Hawks. Saw him there a moment ago. 1-1. Off the glove of Thompson. Going to be another tough play. Everybody's safe again. Indiana has put up 3 runs as Pine comes in to score. Not exactly smashing the ball into the gap, but effective to put up 3 and climb back in the game.
Yeah, 3 kind of mishit balls, but again, just putting the ball in play, good things are going to happen. Just off the glove. And you got to think if Thompson lets that ball go, Vastine probably able to make that play right behind him, but kind of instincts took over. Kind of done all they can up there, just putting the ball in play, just putting in some weird spots and guys not making some plays behind him. Indiana at least just trying to put some more on the board.
Pinch hitter for the Hoosiers is Cal Sefcik. He is a freshman. Boy, what a strange inning. He went around to make it 2-1. So an infield hit for Colopy. 2-2. Safsick from the Chicago area, 0 for 2 in 2 appearances over the weekend against Troy. Thompson just needs an out as he sees Safsick foul it back. Two-two, high fly ball, right center field. Hewitt makes the catch. A sac fly for the pinch hitter Safsick. It's 8-4. Cerny comes across to score. Brincheski goes to third. Now with 2 outs, back to the top, and the 9th man to bat in the inning will be Nick Mitchell.
Yeah, Safsick puts a charge into this one. I mean, this was well hit into the outfield. Definitely deep enough to get the RBI. You know, credit to IU taking advantage of some Vandy miscues and able to cut this lead in half.
Hoosiers batting around with help of a couple fielding miscues. Mitchell is 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out. Couple big innings in this game. Vanderbilt was 6 in the bottom half of the first. Commodore sent 9 to the plate. Indiana an answer here in the 4th. 1-1. To the plate, Thompson. Close pitch, ball 2. The lefty from Texas, the sophomore. The 2-1 pitch. Fly ball foul to make it 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 gone. Runners at first and third. Mitchell trying to extend a 6-game hit streak. They've been 5 runs in the series over the weekend. And for some 2-out damage here.
A nice little AB here by Mitchell, but also good job by Thompson. I mean, stuff hasn't really gone his way, but he's continued to fill up the zone and continued to attack these hitters. He's trying to get out of this inning.
A pitch away. The 2-2 to Mitchell. Out on strikes. To end a long 4. RJ Austin, Davis Diaz, Alan Espinal for Vanderbilt. A 6-run first, a 2-run homer by Espinal on the second, but then Indiana 4 in the 4th.
Leading off the inning for the Vandy boys, first baseman, number 42, R.J. Austin.
Austin is 2 for 2, a double and a single, and he scored 2 runs. Part of that string of base runners back in the first inning when the first 6 to come to the plate all scored. Austin takes a fastball for a strike. One and one to Austin, who has raised his batting average almost 20 points with those 2 hits so far, up to 362.
Yeah, big thing that stands out to me, I mean, the RBI numbers for him. I mean, 19 coming into tonight is your leadoff guy. I mean, really a lot of production up there at the top of the order. You can do a lot of different things. I mean, you know the stolen base numbers. I mean, 13 of 16. The leadoff hitter is really getting the job done.
Good count here with a 3-1 pitch coming up to the right side. Played by Burkell. And he throws out R.J. Austin to start off the Vanderbilt fourth. Actually, that is Jason Oliver now playing second base. Davis Diaz 1 for 2. First inning double to bring home a run. Fly out in the second. RBI in the first inning was his 9th of 2024. Hit a mile high and foul. Goodness.
Almost hit Charlie the Hawk's nest up there. Goodness. He almost hit the lights in the football field. That's how early he was on that. Now, if you're Shaw, you say, all right, he's super early. Let's try and get him to chase something away. Not definitely going to be on time for it. That's what he did. Went back with the changeup. Trying to change the eye angle, different speeds. Let's see what he comes with here.
Ball and 2 strikes to Diaz. Get out in front. Fourth inning and an 8-4 game. In the dirt to make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shaw ready, and so is Diaz for a 2-2 pitch with 1 gone.
You love to see Diaz hitting with 2 strikes. He does it better than anybody in this lineup.
See Wiggins now in center. There's Oliver at second. Wiggins replacing Matheson after he was hit by the pitch. 3-2. Followers have had base runners in every inning. High for ball 4. Diaz reaches with 1 gone for Alan Espinal. Two hits for Espinal and 2 times up and 2 runs scored, including a 2-run homer back in the second.
Yeah, it looks like Matheson is actually staying in center field. Concussion protocol allowing him to re-enter the game. Been a lot of changes at second base. I mean, they've been throwing everything at us up here.
It's too early in the game for all
It is,
these
4th
changes.
inning.
You need to wait till like the 7th or 8th. After I said that was Wiggins, I was like, I don't know if that's correct or not. I may have been ahead of myself there. Espinal swinging a miss. He's out ahead of that pitch. 1-1. Went down and got a pitch and sent it over the wall and left. His last time up. 2-1. A couple innings ago for Espinal.
They went the 3-2 count as well. Again, it wasn't a terrible pitch, but really went down and got it. It's a totally different ball game now. I mean, now you got only a 4-run lead as opposed to 8. The Commodores needing to add a little extra on the board. Two RBIs for Espinal to give him 16 on the season.
Bold foul past Mike Baxter in that third base coach's box. Bailey Provo showing
a
a
great
lot of hustle.
hustle.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Beat out Walker Grisani.
The 2-2 runner bluffs going, and Espinal, just like Polk, an absolute blast out of here foul.
He did hit that. We joked about Davis Diaz hit that off the lights, and it ricocheted back into fair territory. Very, very early on that slider.
Well, first to throw to first to get Diaz back on the season. Davis is 0 for 1 in steal attempts.
Yeah, now if you're Shaw, if you're going to throw that pitch again, you got to keep it down. If you're going to throw the changeup or the slider, you got to keep it away. You don't want to leave it up and middle. Yeah, that was a great look at the little jump lead from Diaz. He was trying to time up Shaw. If Shaw was going to be going to the plate, he probably would have taken off, but didn't get the rhythm, shut it down, and even got picked, but he was able to get back. See if he tries it again.
Fastball didn't miss by a whole lot, just inside for a 3-2 count.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to get underneath the hands of Espinal, but wasn't able to land the spot. But we'll see Diaz, a little bit of a bigger lead, might be taken off here.
Might have been leaning a little bit. Throw goes over to first. Midweek matchup between power conference schools, the SEC and the Big Ten. Runner goes on a 3-2 pitch. It's ball 4 to Espinal. Diaz goes to second, Espinal to first. One out for Jaden Davis.
A solid AB there. Didn't chase, fouled off a few pitches, was aggressive when those pitches were in the zone, but nice pitch selection. You saw Espinal got the walk, kind of turned right around to Jaden Davis and said, all right, let's go. Let's keep this thing going.
2 walks issued by Shaw, the first 2 for Indiana pitching tonight. We'll draw a visit from the first base dugout. Trying to get some of the runs back for Vanderbilt here in the 4th. First appearance for Eli Shaw, and that one almost ended up in center field as Oliver was able to track it down.
He snagged that one the last few laces of his glove, man. Shaw ripped that thing about 90 miles an hour back there, too.
Slider and a swing and a miss, 1-1. Davis 1 for 2, RBI single, and scored a run in the first inning. Off the chest protector of Tibbetts, and the runners take second and third. Diaz and Espinal both move up in the wild pitch.
A textbook dirt ball read by both Diaz and Espinal. Watch here, ball kind of trends downward, and you see Espinal and Diaz, right when that ball is going down, they're already, that momentum is going to that next base. There's no hesitation. They're just able to take it.
3-1 to Davis with Troy Leneve waiting to bat next. To the plate, and it's ball 4. 3 straight walks after a ground out to start the inning. And Shaw in a whole bunch of trouble with the bags full, and Troy Leneve coming up.
Those are 3 quality at-bats there by both Diaz, Espinal, and Davis. Shaw just missing the zone by a little bit, but these Vandy hitters realize they can't do much damage with it, letting it go. A lot of good plate discipline up there, and now he paved the way, bases loaded for a really hot hitter here on the Neve.
RBIs 20 and 21 back in the first inning on a single, 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Dangerous power threat in the middle of this Vanderbilt order. Inside for ball 1. Pitch to Leneve, takes a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, it was a fastball, kind of middle in, down in the zone. It looked like Leneve might have been looking for something else.
Break even pitch, Leneve. Took a healthy cut, 1-2.
Yeah, just over top of it. A little down action on that changeup there from Shaw.
That was a nice play by Tibbetts, the catcher. And saved a run right there as the pitch was in the dirt again. 2-2.
They had the slider. I mean, a full dive to put the chest protector in front of it, keep the ball in front. A heck of a play there by Tibbetts.
Shaw's 2-2 pitch is a foul tip. Tibbetts can't hang on. Leneve will hang around. Tied for third in the SEC in doubles entering tonight's play with 7.
A little breathing room there for Leneve. Tibbetts almost caught that, got the strikeout. Trying to take advantage.
On 2-2, leans away to run it full.
You got to think a big spot in this game right here. Opportunity for Commodores to really break this thing open.
Runners at every base. The payoff pitch to the right side. Oliver's only play will be to first. Leneve is retired. Diaz scores to make it 9-4. An RBI bounce out. 22 runs batted in now for Troy Leneve.
And not terrible if you're Shaw. You got in on the hands of Leneve. Salvage 1 run. A nice job by Leneve just putting the ball in play and tacking on an extra one there. Yeah, obviously you'd love to capitalize with bases loaded, but you get one across, does just the job.
And that pitch goes to the backstop. Espinal, he dives in safely. Make it 10-4. Tough inning for Shaw. Davis goes to third.
Yeah, it looked like that was another slider that gets away from Shaw, and Tibbetts not able to have time to block it up.
Polk's knighted. Infield hit in the third, hit by a pitch, scored a run in the first. 1 ball count, pulled foul.
He still got it.
Walker still with the hands down in the third base dugout. Long drive left field off the bat of Polk. Forget about that one. 2-run homer. Commodores get the 4 runs back here in the fourth. Polk's third home run. RBI 7 and 8 for number 1.
And you'd love to see that. Polk misses that ball in right field he should have had and said, all right, I got you back, and I'll get those runs back myself. Yeah, that's just a fastball up in the zone. You see how fast he put that bat down. He got it. That ball got out here in a hurry.
Logan Moteet's been on base twice, 1 for 2. RBI single in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the third. 2 outs and the base is empty. Poteet getting the start behind the plate. Espinal still in the lineup tonight. Out in front, 0-2. 2 home runs for Vanderbilt tonight. The one by Polk a moment ago. Espinal back in the second. A whole bunch of power for this number 5 in the right-hand batter's box, as we saw last week. First pitch he saw as a college player. He sent it out of here left field. Shawlander's trying to get out of the fourth. And he does with a strikeout of Logan Poteet. Takes over on the mound after J.D. Thompson went the first 4. Guy they're hoping will deliver big things after 2 seasons at Air Force. Last pitched against Texas a week ago Sunday through 2 innings and looked good. Two hits, no runs. Walked 3 strikeouts, got his first win. Devin Taylor to start the Indiana 5th. He grounded out to start the 4th on a nice play by Jaden Davis, but then the next 6 reached for the Hoosiers with a couple errors. Long drive down the left field line. That'll find area above the Vanderbilt bullpen. 1-1.
You saw Devin Taylor's eyes get big on that curveball. It's a big curveball from Sawyer Hawks. Big 12-6 curveball. Good fastball, 92, 94. Good curveball again. It really surprises you as a hitter the first time you see it because it comes out of the hand and it comes out so high that you initially think, oh man, that's going to be a wild pitch. And then it just sneaks right back there in the zone. So first couple times you see it, you might not be ready for it.
1-2 to the reigning Big Ten Freshman of the Year, and Hawks off to a good start as he fans Taylor to begin the 5th.
And that's exactly what that does, because as a hitter, you see that pitch come out of the hand high, and you think, all right, I got to stick with it. If you can't pick up the spin, you might think it's the curveball, and then by the time you realize, oh, no, that's the fastball, you're kind of too late, and you've already swung.
Well, the catcher Brock Tibbetts extended his hit streak last inning with a single to start a 4-run rally. With a 5-game hit streak. His dad was a college baseball player as well. Jeff played at Florida State and also at Ohio. 1-1 pitch stays high from Hawks. Three and 1, the count to the number 3 man in the batting order. Boy, that was just threw the fastball and Tibbetts couldn't get it. A big rip on a 3-1 pitch.
Yeah, it was a healthy hack. I mean, 89 though on the fastball. I mean, not super fast, but a lot of movement on it.
Through the right side. Between Austin and Davis, and Tibbetts has his 2nd hit of the night. It is 7th multi-hit game of the season. 1-out base runner for the Hoosiers.
Center fielder, number 3, Carter Matheson.
So Carter Matheson, who was able to come back into the game after being checked out as part of the concussion protocol. Happy to see him back in the lineup. Indiana is for sure after Andrew Wiggins went into pinch run for him and scored a run. He was hit in the shoulder and neck area. A pitch from J.D. Thompson last inning.
And you got to think, I mean, if that would hit him like an inch or two either way, it might have been fine, but I think it just got him right there, kind of on that bone. Definitely a game of inches.
Hawks misses downstairs to the fastball, 2-1. Andrew talked about earlier, set the IU freshman record with 19 home runs in 2022. Another healthy hack to make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Okay, considered the top draft prospect on this Indiana roster. A lot of players from the Hoosier State on this Indiana team. He's from Fort Wayne. Close pitch on a 2-2 breaking ball. Just missed inside to run it full.
Yeah, big breaking ball. A little bit inside, though. Not much by much. Nice spot. See if he goes back upstairs with a fastball.
Payoff. Was a fastball, but it was down for ball 4. So Indiana trying to cause some problems here in the 5th with Josh Pine coming up.
Number 32, Josh Pine.
A fly out in the 2nd, walked and scored a run in the 4th. Hawks starts him off with a fastball away. Another guy who's a freshman All-American in 2022 and Big 12 All-Freshman team as well. To right field, going to drop in front of Polk. They'll hold up. Tibbetts at 3rd, and the bases are loaded with 1 out for Tyler Cerny. Pine has his first hit of the night.
Another solid piece of hitting. You saw Tibbetts go the other way. We just saw Pine go the other way. So Hawks filling up that part of the plate with the fastball, and these IU hitters putting some good swings on it.
You got Sam Leboki, the right-hander. Miller Green on the left side.
And from a bullpen perspective for the Commodores, I mean, you had Cunningham go 8 and Futrell go 9 on Saturday and Sunday. So a lot of guys didn't get much work this past weekend. So
everybody should be rested and ready after this past weekend. We had such fantastic starting pitching. To short, can they get 2? It's Vastine to Davis to Austin. A 6-4-3 double play, knocked in 2 by
some work, especially both teams kind of getting ready to start off their conference seasons.
Calvin Hewitt start off the Vanderbilt 5th. It is 8-9-1. Hewitt, Vastine, Austin. Fastball in on the hands, 1-1. See the 4-seamer out of Vogel will reach up into the low 90s. Guy who redshirted last season. Not the best fastball we've seen from anybody in this game tonight.
Yeah, a little extra velo. I mean, 95. A little bit of run, too.
Hewitt sends it out of play to make it 2-2. Calvin looking for his first hit. Does have an RBI, 0 for 2. Drove in a run with a bounce out in the first inning when Vanderbilt scored 6 runs to jump in front early. Since then, it was a 2-run homer by Espinal in the 2nd, 4 runs in the 4th to answer Indiana's big inning. That included a 2-run bomb by Matthew Polk. Two to Hewitt, fights it off again.
Yeah, 94 in the eyes. And Hewitt able to get a piece of it. Got a pretty short stroke to the ball. Allows him to make some of those decisions on some of those balls a little bit later.
I checked his swing on a slider. Just got a piece of it. Stays 2-2. 21 against 21 as Vogel faces his first hitter of the night. 6'7". Ready for another 2-2 pitch. Towards short, it's Cerny. Circles and throws in the dirt. Hewitt safe. Would have been a close play either way. Wincheski couldn't dig it out.
Yeah, this is where you kind of got to know who's running. Cerny comes get this ball, and I'm thinking, all right, you better hustle, boy. I mean, get that ball out of the glove, because I think he got out of the glove and realized, oh my gosh, he's down the line. Tried to rush the throw, and Wincheski not able to make the pick over there at first base. Yeah, I think Cerny thought he had a little bit extra time, but the last minute looked up and realized, oh, I got to get rid of this thing.
First error for Indiana tonight. They're 22nd now in 16 games. On the shortstop, Cerny, as fast time bats. Nobody out, one on base. A fly out in the first inning that turned into a double play when Poteet was cut down to the plate and then struck out in the third. Deep center field off the bat. Matheson gets to it. Hewitt bluffs going, but returns to first, one out. But he hit that one a little farther than it went. So back to the top for R.J. Austin, who will bat for the fourth time in 5 innings.
I'd definitely be looking for Hewitt over there at first base, trying to swipe that bag. He is 2 behind on R.J. Austin.
Yeah, needs to get going.
Yeah.
He had taken the lead over the weekend for a pretty short amount of time. He had 11 and Austin had 10 at one point. Slider for a strike to RJ, 2 for 3.
Yeah, when Austin's able to steal second and third, I mean, it's tough to combat some of those.
It's hard to keep up. Vogel fires in, strike 2.
Yeah, Hewitt definitely working on Vogel over there, trying to time him up. You see him get a couple little jump leads. We'll see here with 0-2, might be some action.
Austin swinging, fouls it at the plate. RJ back in. His 5th inning matchup. Hewitt runs, foul ball.
He had that base stolen, got a really good jump on Vogel. Didn't look like he had a big lead, but just got a really good jump, able to time him up. See if he stays put or goes again.
A long look in, another 0-2 pitch, served out towards center field. Matheson a few steps back to make the catch, and again, Hewitt goes back to first. 2 outs. 2 balls hit to the deepest part of the yard.
Yeah, I mean, 2 quality ABs. You had Vastine swung on the first pitch, but put a good charge in it. Austin able to work the count and gets a good pitch and barrels it just right at Matheson there in center field. So, you know, even if tonight Commodores haven't gotten on base, I mean, they've put some good swings on it and really had some quality ABs all throughout the order.
Davis Diaz has scored 2 runs, a double to bring in a run back in the first, walked and scored in the 4th. Hewitt reached on an error to start the inning. Now he takes off. Close play at second, but safe. Hewitt back within one of that stolen base lead on the team with his 12th in 13 tries.
And take a look at the throw here from Tibbetts from the knees, lays it out there on the turf. I mean, it's about as good of a throw as you can get. It's right in front of the bag. That left hand, though, from Hewitt, right in there on the back part of the bag. The jump and the speed from Hewitt, able to swipe the bag.
That play way closer than it looked like it was going to be when you saw the jump that Hewitt got. 1-0 to Diaz is inside. 2 balls and no strikes, but the throw from the knees kind of makes up for a little ground there.
Yeah, we see a lot of the infielders on the left side use the turf to lay out those balls, especially in the hole. But as a catcher, you can use the turf and really slide it right in the sliding zone.
3-0 count to Diaz with Espinal. A lot of power in that on-deck circle. Vogel needs a strike. Espinal's already had a big night. Misses for ball 4. We'll get Allen to the plate with 2 aboard here in the 5th. He is 2 for 2 with a 2-run homer. He scored 3 runs. A single in the first, left the yard in the second, and a walk in the 4th. First pitch to Espinal. A swing and a miss on a pitch away.
And for Vogel, I mean, he went 4 straight balls and then realizes, hey, I can't just groove one in there to get back in the zone. Got to come with the off speed and gets the swing.
1 strike pitch. Fastball that was close.
A nice spot. I thought he got it. And Espinal able to get a 1-1 count here.
Diaz first, Hughes at second, and a throw goes back. Keep Calvin close.
I think the thing with Espinal that I've been so excited to see this year, yes, he's gotten a lot more opportunities, just getting in the lineup more consistently, but you know, those pitches come in there. I mean, he's super aggressive. Barely missed that one.
Mile high toward the first base stands and foul.
Because he had limited opportunities last year. He'd get a spot start here and there or a pinch hit and kind of have to make the most of those opportunities. But now that he's gotten more consistent playing time, he's gotten more ABs. I mean, he doesn't go up there wasting ABs. I mean, he really grinds out every single one, and those balls are in there. He's up there to swing. He's not up there looking to walk. I'm really excited to watch him this year.
Another foul ball. And it seems like more often than not, he hits the ball hard.
Yeah.
It's a line drive somewhere.
Yeah, very aggressive hitter, and I think really sparked this offense. You go back to that Minute Maid Classic at the Astros Stadium a couple weeks ago, behind in the 7th inning against Louisiana, hit a home run, really sparked that offense, and they've been on a tear ever since.
Vogel couldn't get him to chase away. 2-2. Check to swing, up and in. Count runs full. Will be on the go with 2 outs. The payoff to Espinal. And a strike 3 called. Winning at second base in the 4th inning for Indiana. His first appearance at the plate. And flinches on a breaking pitch for strike 1.
And I say this all the time. You can know, okay, Duquesne just coming in, he's going to throw me that curveball. You can see it on film, anything, but until you get in the box and realize, Okay, that thing looks totally different. You're probably going to flinch the first couple times you see it just because it's so jarring.
Like a pretty good pitch. Mid-90s fastball, 1-1. It's a little different when you get a look at it firsthand. 2-1. Kanich got a win against Oklahoma State last year. Appeared against UCLA, Maryland, and Evansville back in 2023. Limited work. 2-2. New pitcher used by Tim Corbin tonight. J.D. Thompson with the first 4, then Sawyer Hawks for the 5th. Two-two pitch to Oliver from Kanich. Slider did not miss by much. Let's take another look. Goodness.
Yeah, it looked like it got his second pitch of this AB. Kanich kind of gotten squeezed there in the outside corner.
Payoff. Fly ball, center field. Hewitt. Plenty of room. Makes the catch. Gronczewski tags and goes to third with 2 gone.
A nice job by Kanich just coming back in, doesn't get a couple calls, just continues to fill up the zone. Oliver able to send that out to center field, but still got 2 away here in the top of the 6th.
Quiet night for Nick Mitchell. Came in with a .333 batting average. A 6-game hit streak, has gone 0 for 3 so far. Fly out, ground out, and strike out. All against Thompson his first 3 times up. Kanich throws the curve to start off this at bat in the 6th inning. Plenty of room on the left side. 0-2.
Yeah, it's one of those pitches, like, even if you know it's coming, it's tough to barrel it up. She has so much vertical break, and it can sneak that fastball by you, so you kind of got to switch your mind quickly as a hitter.
0-2 from Kanich. Stays alive on a fastball. Might have been the quickest one we've seen so far at 97. But you got to be geared up for that fastball all the time, don't you?
Yeah, you got to react to the curveball, but the difference in the miles per hour is so stark. I mean, that's a tough adjustment. And you go from 97 to 83. I mean, if you're trying to be on time for the fastball, you're probably going to be way too early for that curveball. I mean, a lot of times guys are not that much of a gap between those, but yeah, a lot of difference in between those for Kanich.
The 1-2 with 2 outs. Long drive foul. First of back-to-back midweek games for the Hoosiers. They'll play tomorrow against Illinois State at home. Yeah, quick trip back to Bloomington. And they'll play another Nashville team this weekend in Belmont. 1-2 again. Got him swinging. The rest of the defensive alignment stays the same for the Hoosiers as Jaden Davis leads things off for Vanderbilt. Bouncer towards second, charging is Oliver. He throws out Davis. Start off the Commodores 6th, and we'll see Troy Leneve with 1 gone. Or will we? Gonna have a pinch hitter for Vanderbilt.
I was going to say, Troy Leneve either grew a couple inches and switch hit, or that might be Braden Holcomb.
Yep. Brock Tibbetts now playing first base. Holcomb swinging first pitch.
We talk a lot about the depth of this Vandy roster. I mean, Holcomb, a big recruit. Jim Corbin trying to get him a couple ABs here. A lot of power in that bat.
Hit his first home run of the season against Gonzaga a couple weeks back. Appeared in all 3 games of that series. Ball on 2 strikes and a foul ball.
Yeah, that home run was it was dead center. I wasn't wasn't a wall scraper. That was a big boy home run.
We'll hang around after another foul ball. The number 10 overall player in the state of Florida. A high school All-American, also football and basketball player. Behind in the count, the 1-2 pitch. 2-2. One out in the 6th with Vanderbilt in front. 4. Commodores jumped in front early with an 8-0 lead. Down the right field line, deep but foul.
He's one of those players, he puts a ball in play and the whole crowd just kind of holds their breath. I mean, he's a big guy. And every ball he puts in play, an opportunity to do some damage.
This one out behind second base. It will be the second baseman Oliver to squeeze it. 2 gone for Vanderbilt in the 6th. Matthew Polk coming up.
Number 1, Matthew Polk.
Yeah, you go back to the 4th inning. A man aboard, 2 outs, and Polk sends one way up in the bleachers in left center field. His second home run of 2024. Pulls the first pitch foul. You're getting a lot of work down there at the end of the dugout tonight.
Yeah.
Ryan rushing a pitch away from doing something Indiana hasn't been able to do tonight. That's it. Vanderbilt down in order. See the info on that 4th inning home run by Polk.
I think 416. I didn't know it went that far. I got out of here in a hurry, though.
Not much doubt about it. A swing and a miss. Polk out on strikes here in the 6th. Rushing retires the side. Mitch back to throw the 7th. With 2, 3, and 4 in the batting order coming up, starting with Devin Taylor, 1 for 3 tonight. Single back in the 1st. Bounces this one to Davis, who charges and makes the short throw. Taylor is out number 1 in the 7th.
First baseman, number 9, Brock Tibbetts.
Brock Tibbetts started the game behind the plate, now playing first base. Saw a fastball that climbed up to around 97 a couple times from Dukanich back in the 6th. Mixing up the pitches, using the curve and hard breaking stuff.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of different stuff from Dukanich. I mean, that's 86. That's kind of a little bit more of the slider. He's got that big time breaking ball, so maybe rotates his fingers on the outside of the ball a little bit, get a little more speed, a little more left to right movement. He can also go 12 to 6. I think the biggest thing with that curveball, he can throw it in a lot of different counts.
See Jacob Humphrey going in the game to play right field as Polk moves over to left. Humphrey will bat in the number 5 spot in the batting order that was occupied by Troy Lanier before Braden Holcomb pinch hit. Swing and a miss as Dukanich fans Tibbetts for the second out.
A nice fastball here in the outside corner. Nice spot, extends the zone.
Number 3, Carter Matheson.
It's Carter Matheson with 2 outs. He was able to leave the game for a brief time and then re-enter after being checked out for the concussion protocol after he got hit by a pitch. That was in the 4-run 4th for Indiana. Head of the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Came back with a mid-90s fastball and Matheson couldn't catch up. 2-1.
Yeah, we talked about the curveball slider. We saw a changeup earlier this AB from Dukanich, so really throwing everything out of the arsenal. One of the better hitters in this Indiana lineup.
Yeah, this guy's a terrific player. 5 home runs, tied for second in the Big Ten entering this midweek game. After homering twice in that series against Troy over the weekend. Runs it full. Hard slider on the inside corner.
Yeah, I think I've seen from Matheson, it doesn't matter, hitters count, 2 strikes. I mean, he's taking some big hacks.
Dukanich trying to close out the 7th. It's ball 4. Matheson heads to first. He's been on base 3 times tonight. Josh Pine's been on twice. Walked and scored a run in the 4th, a base hit in the 5th, and it was erased on a double play. Indiana had the bases loaded with 1 out. Sawyer Hawks is able to get out of it. Strike 1. Keeping him off balance, mixing up the pitches. Doubled up on the slider.
Yeah, I mean, that was 86, so a little more velo on that breaking ball. It really mixing up the velos on the sliders and the curve balls. There's a lot of different stuff coming at you. That was 79. So you can kind of loop it in there. You can, crank it up there another 8 miles an hour. So you're not only having to worry about, vertical depth, you're having to worry about speeds, different sides of the plate. It's tough to hit.
Out in front, sends it foul, stays 0-2. Another veteran dude for this Indiana team. We'll get a quick mound visit from catcher Logan Poteet. I see Chris Matarazzo come out of the third base dugout. Not sure what
the end of the year in Omaha, and it's a lot of SEC teams.
Yeah, about half of those teams that were in those rankings were in Omaha last year. Boki inherited an 0-2 count. He had plenty of time to warm up with the injury. Josh Pine behind the count. Runner at first with 2 gone. The runner is Matheson. The 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Indiana is done in the 7th. The Bucky clean frame of the night recorded last inning when he sent down the middle 3 in the batting order. It'll be 7, 8, and 9. Starting with Logan Poteet here in the 7th.
Saw a nice little moment with Indiana head coach Jeff Mercer when Rushing came off the field, after the last half inning, and he was pumped up for him. Able to get some good work in, and as a freshman against this lineup.
Well, the last 10 games, I can do the math there. That's 9.4 runs per game.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Stolen bases, 25 over a 10-game stretch. Using the speed, using the power. Logan Poteet is 1 out of 3 on the night. Drove in a run with a single in the first inning when Vanderbilt scored 6 and added 2 more in the second on a home run by Alan Espinal to take an 8-0 lead. Teams swapped 4-run frames in the 4th. That's where we are. The 3-1 count to Poteet, making his second straight midweek start behind the plate tonight.
He was trying to get some there. 3-1 count. Healthy hack, just a little bit over top of it.
That's strike 3. That's a nice pitch there by Rushing, out number 1 of the 7th.
Yeah, nice spot right there. Low in the zone. Really nice.
Number 21, Calvin Hewitt.
Got to give some credit to Rushing. He's really attacking these hitters. Commodore's up by a lot, but doesn't matter. He's out there getting his work in.
Center fielder Calvin Hewitt, 0 for 3, reached on an error, stole a base in the 5th. We got some kind of conversation with the umpiring crew. Plate umpire Randall Hunley, as well as second base ump Charles Pack and third base umpire Stephen Hagan.
Yeah, it looked like third base umpire Stephen Hagan was the one kind of running in, making the initial convening of the umpires.
You see Andrew Wiggins now out in left field. He was the pinch runner when Carter Matheson was hitting
Right.
ahead in the 4th inning. Matheson came back in to play. Maybe that's where the confusion is here. I'm going to talk it over. Indiana head coach Jeff Mercer. Maybe trying to figure out where he goes in the batting order.
Right.
He replaced Colopy in left field, so I guess you would put him in the number 6 spot.
Mm-hmm. We're getting a scorebook workout here today,
We are.
Kevin.
I don't know that I've ever seen a game where a player occupied 2 different spots in the batting order. Well, Coach Mercer went back and checked over in the first base dugout. We got that cleared up, and Calvin Hewitt will bat with 1 out. Murrison's in left field. Glove by Pine at third base. 2 outs. Tough night for Jonathan Vastine. Fly out, a strikeout, and another fly out. Well, the freshman Ryan Rushing's look good.
He has, especially for that long break, to get right back in there, and throw a strike.
Quickly 0-2 on Jonathan Vastine, the Commodore shortstop. So Doug Stanton tells us that since Wiggins went in to replace Matheson after he was hit, he's tied to that specific player and can't sub in for another player is the ruling. It took him a long time to figure it out. Here's a line drive to right field. Will get down in front of Mitchell for a 2-out hit for Jonathan Vastine.
Interesting. So he could. So it wasn't just like a clean, I guess, a do-over because of the concussion protocol. He was tied to that one specific player in Matheson, so he could not re-enter. Got it.
It doesn't seem especially fair to Wiggins, though,
Right.
if he had to go back out of the game when Matheson was.
Yeah.
It was determined that Matheson could come back in. Deep down the right field line off the bat of R.J. Austin and a foul ball. One strike count on the Vanderbilt first baseman, who's 2 for 4. Hits his first 2 times up and scored twice. A ground out and then a hard hit ball to center field back in the 5th. Pitch in the dirt, and Vastine moves up to second.
We got dirt ball read here from Vastine. Ball goes in the dirt. And it looked like Schuyler, a little contact there with Austin too. Austin's like, I'm in the batter's box here, man.
Smash to center field will bring in a run. Vastine going on contact. R.J. Austin, his 3rd hit of the night, makes it 13-4.
That kid just continues to swing the bat. Goodness gracious. You look at, all of his hits. He hits solid contact. And has a fastball on the outside part of the plate. He just ropes it right back up the middle. Commodores here with that run there on first base. The 10-run rule here in effect for this game.
Now a ball in the gap ends the night. The speedy R.J. Austin at first base. Dances off first, and Diaz takes a strike. 2 walks to go with an RBI double. He scored 2 runs. The RBI for R.J. Austin was his 20th. We saw Troy Leneve go over 20 RBIs with his 2-run single back in the 1st inning.
And that run from Vastine doesn't happen without that dirt ball read. So these Vandy players always trying to take that extra 90, getting scoring position.
The base running for this Vanderbilt team, using the speed, but just simply reading the situations well. It's been outstanding these first month or so of the season.
Yeah, very aggressive, taking the extra base. Any ball that's hitting the outfield, definitely trying to get up an extra 90.
And out at second. Oliver able to regather after the throw was a little bit offline. Andrew Dukanich got 2 strikes on Josh Pine and left the game. The medical issue, and Boki came in and got the final strike. We'll face Tyler Cerny. 6, 7, and 8 the batting order for the Hoosiers here in the 8th. Cerny reached on an error and scored in the 4-run 4th, and then hit into a 6-4-3 double play to end the 5th. A liner toward left. Down in front of Polk. Leadoff hit in the 8th for Cerny.
Yeah, a lot of catching up to do for IU, but just got to get some base runners. That's how it starts. Just got to keep stringing some ABs together.
TJ Schuyler will make his first plate appearance.
You mentioned we hadn't seen Leboki in a while, but one of the senior pitchers on this staff. Ran into a lot of injuries early in his career and really just inserted himself as like a player coach. Really helped Scott Brown develop a lot of those younger pitchers when he was hurt, and now to be back out there for senior season, so excited for him to get a little more playing time. We've got some really good stuff. I mean, fastball, slider, kind of a cutter, and kind of some funky action coming at you. Really hides the ball well. We talk all the time about the offensive lineup and how there's a lot of depth and guys, you know, there's only 9 spots. And you can't put everybody in there. I mean, Leboki, I mean, a guy got a lot of touches last year, and there's just a lot of arms on that entire roster.
Late on that pitch. Fastball makes it 3-2. Schuyler is a freshman from Antioch, Illinois. It's only his 4th at bat of the season, 0 for the previous 3. High fly ball toward left. Polk under it to make the catch. Cerny goes back to first, 1 out.
We've seen a lot of different pitchers here in this first month of ball. And we start to get into SEC play in particular. I mean, that's when you start to really hone in on, okay, you know, you've got your 3 starters. And who are those guys right out of the pen? You know, who's going to kind of develop into that closer role? Especially those first couple weeks of SEC ball, those jobs kind of start to solidify, and the guys you roll out there first are really, you know, the guys that you trust. And Leboki, definitely a guy who's had a lot of action, a lot of success. Definitely a guy who can roll in there too.
1-1 after a fastball for a strike. This is the first at bat for Murrison. He's a senior out of Boca Raton in South Florida. Hit by a pitch. That might have got a piece of Logan Poteet as well. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Hit the arm guard and looked like got the hand of Poteet.
Mm-hmm.
Got the wristband and the earpiece. The communication device is covered.
I noticed that with him. I guess it was last Tuesday in particular, and I've seen that with Espinal too. Is I guess if you get the call on the wristband, but then an extra little word in the ear from Scott Brown about specifically where you want that pitch.
Jason Oliver fouls that pitch off himself to make it 0-2. See Coach Brown signaling in the pitch. Vanderbilt has used that system with the device on the wrist last couple seasons. Breaking ball fouled to the first, make a third base dugout. Remains 0-2.
It definitely has sped up the game. You think about the times of, you got to make sure you go through the signs and reload those signs, and a lot of, some cross-ups sometimes because the pitcher doesn't get the signs from the catcher. Now everybody's on the same page, and you just get it and go. Definitely helps speed up the game for the fans and also for the players.
1-2 pitch from Leboki. High fly ball, deep left field. It's Polk. Sees that one bang off the fence. Indiana's runners had to hold up a bit, and they'll have the bases loaded as Cerny stops at third. Oliver has a long, loud single. And back to the top for Nick Mitchell.
This ball just continued to go and go and go. It looked like Polk was getting ready to catch it, realized it's going to be a little bit further. But yeah, very, very long single. I think that might be it for Leboki.
Tim Corbin, the Hawkins Field ranked left-hander in the state of Tennessee, number 17th nationally by perfect game. Back-to-back left-handed hitters due up for Indiana, starting with Nick Mitchell. 0 for 4 night against a variety of pitchers for the Commodores. Green brings in a first pitch strike. Actually, only 2 different pitchers that Mitchell has faced. The first 3 at-bats were against J.D. Thompson, the starter. It's out of the game after 4. Only 1 of the 4 runs that Thompson gave up was earned. The 2 errors in that inning. Bouncer out towards short. Going to be tough to get to. Vastine wings it to first. They get the out of Mitchell as Cerny comes down to score to make it 13-5.
A heck of a play here by Vastine. Realizes he's not going to get the double play. He thought about it and then said, all right, I've got to go in through. Nice scoop through, gets it on the short hop, and then able to get him by a step.
Morrison goes to third and Oliver to second. 2 outs for Devin Taylor.
Yeah, but I mean, all those decisions are made in a split second. Realized, all right, I can't get the double play. I got to charge this thing. Okay, now I've got to come through the ball. I can't stay back. I got to make sure I get it on the short hop. That just comes from a lot of ground balls.
Check swing on a pitch away, 1-1. But you make the decision probably about the double play before you ever get to the ball, right? I mean,
yeah,
you pretty much
100%.
know what you're going to do.
Yeah, when the ball was hit, he realized, okay, it's got high chopper. I don't have time for this. I've got to come and go all out for that play at first base.
One and 2 to Taylor. This guy is one of the best players in the country right here. He's climbed his batting average over 400 earlier in the night with that hit back in the first inning. Able to hold up on a pitch away, 2-2. Sitting at 385 with his 1 for 4 evening here in Nashville. A 2-2 with 2 outs and 2 on, and a swing and a miss. Good work by Miller Green. A run.
Hot dogs and hot chocolate. I thought that is an interesting combo there.
It is an interesting combination.
But you come to the park, you gotta get a hot dog, and it was a little, I mean, it's not that chilly, but
yeah. I'd say there are other beverages that go better with a hot dog than a hot chocolate, but whatever you want. Inside for ball 2 to Alan Espinal. On base 3 times, has scored 3 runs, including a 2-run homer in the second. Went down and got a pitch and found the bleachers in left field. Rushing. Sends in a strike, and Espinal fouls it away, 2-1. Fun week here in Nashville. Mentioned the SEC tournament for men's basketball will be starting up tomorrow night. Vanderbilt plays Arkansas in the first game. Close pitch, ball 3. Rushing has been in since the 6th inning. He allowed a two-out single to R.J. Austin to bring home a run in the 7th. Other than that, he's pitched well. Not getting the edges here. It's a leadoff walk to Espinal. Get Jaden Davis to the plate here in the 8th. The man aboard.
As we start SEC play, this is definitely a guy I'm interested to see go through his first SEC season. I mean, there's a lot of guys that in this lineup, specifically guys like, we're not in the lineup today, but like Kojul, Jaden Davis, and guys that haven't experienced that yet. So they've had some success up to this point. How do they kind of convert that into that SEC season?
Oliver Discerny over to first. 4-6-3 double play. Tippett's playing first base. Quickly 2 outs.
A nice double play. Nice job by Rushing to get the ground ball.
First at bat of the night for Jacob Humphrey. Entered the game in right field in the 7th. Excellent speed. We've seen it on the bases and in the outfield as well. Another new addition to this team for 2024. Get his first taste of SEC ball this coming up weekend.
And another guy that you could just insert in that lineup in the outfield. Outfield very, very deep with defensive talent, offensive talent as well.
But you figure if the starting pitching can be anything close to what we saw last weekend, you like this team's chances.
Very much.
SEC play. You assume it'll be Holton and Cunningham and Futrell again Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Those 3 were pretty awesome against Illinois State last weekend. Different level of competition, obviously, with Auburn coming up, but they sure did look good last weekend. 3-1, the count to Humphrey. It's ball 4.
I think the thing you think about, if you compare this team to past teams, but you think about like last year, like offensively, it was a little bit of a chore for the offense to really put out some run production, but you think you're going to get some great pitching performances from guys like that, and Carter Holton and Bryce Cunningham, Devin Futrell. Run production has not been an issue for this offense in this season.
Big bouncer toward third. That's a foul ball. Pine couldn't hang on. Third base umpire Stephen Hagan. This has certainly been the biggest midweek crowd we've had so far.
Yeah.
Place is pretty full. First few innings of the night. First 6 o'clock game of the year. Humphrey on the move. The throw to second, not in time. Humphrey steals a bag here in the 8th. It makes him 8 for 8 in steal attempts so far.
I mean, he doesn't really even have to get that big of a lead or even a good jump. Just the raw speed. And he can steal some bags out there now.
Skyler made a solid throw. In there safely. Polk fouls it straight back. This guy left the building in the 4th, part of a 2-hit night. 2 for 3, hit by a pitch, scored in the first inning. One and 2. It's a versatile guy right here, too. You can play in different spots. Good speed, showing some power. Gone on strikes to wrap up the 8th. One man left for Vanderbilt.
Carolina, Valpo and back here at Hawkins Field for Missouri.
Game against Belmont will be over at First Horizon Park next week.
Yeah, but the SEC season is just so grueling. And you just got to bring it every single weekend. And then you get into the postseason and probably see a lot of those same teams again. I mean, you think about, gosh, back in Commodore's very first trip to Omaha back in 2011, that was a team that, you know, they went 54-12. They lost 5 games to Florida. So 2 during the regular season, 1 in Hoover, and then 2 in Omaha. So just that one opponent in the SEC, you kind of take that away. I mean, I think that team probably could have won the World Series.
And I was thinking about on Sunday when Illinois State was here for the last of that series, they won the series finale in 2019 when they were here, and that, if you look at it that way, that was one of the ones that kept Vanderbilt from winning 60 games that season.
Right.
And everybody points to a midweek game against Austin Peay as well as when they could have gone the other way. Breaking pitch for strike 3 as Horn sits down Tibbetts to begin the 9th.
A nice looking curveball here from Horn. A tight break around the outside corner. Nice pitch. See 12 Ks on the night for the Vandy staff.
Horn's first pitch to Carter Matheson is inside for ball 1. Been on base 3 times, but has not had a hit. He was hit by a pitch and scored. Actually, the pinch runner Wiggins scored in the 4th, but then 2 more walks since then to go with a strikeout. 1-1. You look at the 3 games over the weekend against Illinois State. Vanderbilt pitching had 33 strikeouts in those 3 games and tack on another dozen tonight against Indiana. Slow breaking ball and a swing and a miss. Horn to the plate with a 1-2. Pulled foul on 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's the 19th meeting between these 2 teams. The win, Vanderbilt will go to 13-5-1. Check to swing at a pitch down to run it full.
I know the score's 13-5, but you gotta think if you're David Horn, you're able to face a really good hitter here. You're able to get some good work.
Inside for ball 4. Hoosiers have a base runner here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, I wasn't able to get that fastball there in the inside corner. But for guys that, have not gotten a lot of action out there, I mean, it's one thing to throw a bullpen, but then when you get out here in a live game and you're facing, guys in this lineup, they can really swing it. I mean, it just makes you a better pitcher.
Josh Pine, 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. It was a good play by Boteet. A backhand on a pitch in the dirt.
It looked like that slider got away from him, able to at least keep it in front.
One ball count. See if they can get one. Diaz on the run, nicely done. Pine takes a tumble after he went past the base. 2 outs in the 9th as Matheson goes to second. That left side of the infield is outstanding for Vanderbilt.
Yeah, with the turf, sometimes you get these really high choppers. Diaz just has to get it on the run, get it out quickly. Big effort there by Pine. I thought he might have gotten tripped up with Austin, but I think that was over the base.
Tyler Cerny, the shortstop. Last hope for Indiana. 2 outs in the ninth. Offered at a pitch away. He scored 2 of their 5 runs tonight. They got him to hit into a double play in a big spot in the 5th inning. 1 count, pull foul.
And the changeup and then the slider, got the swing on both. Might try and finish him off with something hard upstairs.
David Horn trying to close it out here in the ninth with 2 strikes. And he plunks Cerny. A breaking pitch got away.
Yeah, tried to come back with the curveball. I think he was trying to get it in the dirt, but kind of slipped out of his hand. Didn't curve enough.
Number 6, TJ Schuyler.
TJ Schuyler will get another chance at the plate with 2 aboard and 2 outs. Horn misses away. Matheson at second and Cerny at first. Schuyler flat out his only time up last inning. Variety of pitchers for Vanderbilt tonight. 6 on the mound. We were told that Sawyer Hawks is the pitcher of record and would get the win. 1 ball count here to Schuyler. Horn comes back with a fastball to even the count. Long drive down the right field line. That'll curve foul. 1-2. So again, Vanderbilt a strike away.
Yeah, went with the fastball away. Schuyler able to put a good swing on it, just foul. We'll see if Horn tries to bury one here.
Horn again, 2-2.
Yeah, tried to come back with that curveball. Same one he plunked Cerny with. See if he can finish it off here.
2-2 from Horn with 2 outs in the ninth. The payoff as the runners take off. We'll come back with Schuyler right on that pitch. Another payoff from David Horn. Trying to wrap it up here in the ninth inning. Popped a mile high behind the plate. That'll land right on top of the press box.
I was going to say, I thought that might have had a chance to come back and play just by how high it was, but yeah, Schuyler putting together a good little AB here.
Payoff pitch number 3. Horn to the plate. Ring him up. That's it. Commodores win 13-5 over Indiana as Horn strikes out Schuyler to finish it off. A 10-game win streak for Vanderbilt.